Hi, my name is John, and thank you for joining me on my channel, Lonely Living. I thought I'd do a series on bushcraft on a budget. Basically, what the series is going to be about is how you can enjoy the outdoors, um, going on hiking trips, going camping, just hiking in the outdoors and enjoying the outdoors, but on a budget. The bushcraft hobby, or the hiking, exploring hobbies, can be quite expensive with all the items you need to have on your trip. But I wanted to maybe show you how you can do these things on a budget, and I want to start with one of the most important things that people take for granted is your footwear. So today I'm going to do a quick video and just talk a little bit about the footwear that I'm using today. It's fall in Canada. It's September 3rd or 4th. I can't remember the exact date, but it's first week of September. It's fall time. Kids have gone back to school. And I'm out here on my property where I have about 100 acres of forest that I can enjoy. And I do a lot of my bushcraft here, do a lot of my hiking here. So let me begin by showing you the shoes that I'm wearing. Okay, so at the beginning of the video I discussed, or I was mentioning that we're going to talk about bushcrafting on a budget, and I didn't mention the price that we're budgeting for every item. So basically the idea is I'm going to sort of review or self-review my own items that I've purchased for less than $100 US, or either less than $100 US or in that ballpark. It can go even higher than 110 as long as it doesn't go over, 120 US. But a lot of these products are in that I purchased are in Canada. I'm located in Canada, and so I'll start with the Canadian prices, and then I'll move on to the US prices, which are currently approximately a conversion of 1 to 7. So this particular shoe cost me about, I should say 1 to 0.7. So this particular shoe cost me around $100 Canadian. So in US that would be around 70, maybe $80 at the max. This is a hiking shoe that I bought for myself. They're called High Tech Step in Comfort. Now you can just slip them in, but they do have laces, which I prefer, so you can tie them snugly around. You can tie them nice and snug around your foot and around your ankle. I consider this to be a pretty well-made shoe. It's high quality. I'll show you the bottom. So this is called High Tech. Okay. Here it says brake, right? I guess these are good on icy grounds as well. There's a flex zone. So, I mean, these are a higher end type of shoe. Let's see here. I believe these are made in, where are these made? Yeah, so made in China. Okay. Just like pretty much everything else is right now, because we're staying within a budget of $100 US. We really don't want to go for anything made anywhere outside of China, and I'll tell you why in a bit. But let's just continue talking about the shoe. Very thick tread at the bottom. Pretty thick heel there, and you want that for comfort. So you want a shoe that's comfortable, that will last you a long time, that's durable, that won't break within 6 months. And this is that type of shoe. Heavy duty laces, really high-end material. The soles are Pretty high-end rubber and high-end construction. Also waterproof. Okay. Waterproof. You want them to be waterproof because you know the most important thing with hiking, going on a trek, is to stay dry, and you want your feet and your socks to be dry. So an excellent feature there. These ones needed just a tiny bit of working in, really small amount of time required to work them in. Otherwise they were comfortable from the start, and now they're even more comfortable with, you know, a few days of break-in. And these are actually not new. I've had these for a couple of years, but I've only really used them maybe, let's say, a total of 6 months of regular use, and they look like they're in great condition. So what more can I say about this boot? Well, I feel that it's a good boot. I bought these at Mark's Work Warehouse here in Canada, and I don't know, I think these are from the US, and probably, I mean, the company is a US based company, I suppose. I can look that up, but you know, it's definitely a quality product. I can't stress that enough. And with a shoe, you want something quality. You don't want to spend $30, $40. Try to spend, you know, no less than 90. I would say go for 100. Even if I have to go for 110, do it. You don't have to spend $200. Okay, but the only way you're going to get this kind of quality in a shoe like this, okay, a shoe like this, which is summer and autumn, you're not going to be wearing this in the winter, but the only way to get a shoe of this quality for the price is if they're made in China. Okay. Now, if this same shoe with the same quality built in was made in US or Canada or Europe or any one of these Western countries, perhaps even South America, let's take US as benchmark. If this exact shoe was made in the US, they would probably go for $300, maybe $400. So if that's any benchmark on what the quality is like on these shoes, they're very good quality, but the only way you can get them for that price is when they're manufactured in China. And we all know the reason for that is because labor in China is very cheap. They have a very cheap labor force. Their factory costs are very low. The cost of producing is just nobody around the world can beat them. But also with the ability to make a quality product. So not all products that come from China are bad quality. Every country has their good and bad, and has their good and bad products, and China is definitely no exception. So don't worry about the made in China branding. If that's something that worries you, because I know that in this politically charged time we live in, we have this kind of idea or perception of China, and yes, there are a lot of crap. There's a lot of crap that comes out of China, but there are a lot of good products that come out of China. If the Huawei phone is any indication, or their 5G technology, that stuff is coming out of China, and it's the best. And same thing goes for shoes, for hiking shoes. So just in summary, make sure you have a high quality shoe. It doesn't have to be made in the US. If you want to go for a US made product, you could probably find a good pair for $250, but I would say you'd have to go maybe $300 US. So again, this pair was about $100 at Mark's Work Warehouse, and made in China, $100, $70 US. And I love this shoe. It's comfortable, waterproof, which is great. I can walk after a rainfall and not get my socks wet and my feet wet, and they stay dry and they stay warm. So yeah, you know, that's, people take shoes for granted, but it's one of the most important items in your itinerary of things, of material that you need when you go hiking, when you go on a long hike or an adventure, on a camping trip, or even on a fishing expedition. You need a good pair of shoes, and the ones I've shown you are the ones I use, and I highly recommend those. If there's any other shoes that you would like to share in the comments, please do. Again, try to keep it below $100 US. And yeah, again, today's all about shoes. If we want to, on future episodes, we'll talk about everything else: pants, shirts, even things like underwear. And then we'll get into other items needed for bushcrafting. You know, your knives and axes and all that. But don't take the shoes for granted. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video where we're going to talk about pants.